Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. What an incredible treat I have again. I am blown away yet again by another incredible air raid shelter that we have got exclusive access to document. We're not allowed to reveal location for obvious reasons, and the more and more I look around this shelter, the more and more it just reveals some incredible World War II secrets. So let's talk about this shelter and what we know of it. The first thing we know is that this isn't documented. So actually today's video kind of proves vital that we provide an element of documentation in this respect. It's a square designed shelter, but with an interesting, as we saw, blast wall that comes round. So in essence, you saw what happened. We sort of walked around covered in ivy, by the way. Blink and you'll miss it. In fact, actually, I drove past it, and then the owner was like, "No, you've got to come back on yourself because it's behind you." So obviously, like, here I am. So you walk through this beautiful ivy, and you're greeted with this incredible air raid shelter. Like I said, square in design, solid concrete roof on top. Almost looks like shuttering again, you know, the idea of like the wooden panels, because you can sort of almost see actually some detail within that. And then you've got basically brick walls, so a concrete roof with brick walls. And then remarkably, and I say this remarkably because I'm actually blown away by this, the original bunks are still here. Almost auxiliary units, but we know we fundamentally know they're not, and the reason why we know they're not is because of potentially the people who built this. But fundamentally, you've got two bunks here. They are very typical World War II bunks. They are wooden frames with chicken wire on them, and the fact they still survive is absolutely remarkable. The fact that obviously people have put tyres on them, owners, previous owners, etc., and neighbours. It's noted that the neighbours, actually kids use this sometimes as a little play den, which understands why there's some beautiful little artwork up there and some other sort of lighting here that isn't World War II, I would like to say. But you've got these beautiful bunk beds. And then once you see these beautiful bunk beds, which are original, which just again blows my mind the condition that they still survive, you've got then a vent port or a vent hole at the top left corner of this bunker is where I'm stood. And then you just work your way around, and then the more you look, the more you sort of find some sort of little secrets, shall we just sort of say, to do with some other ventilation as well. And we can also see actually the condition of this would have been incredible. In fact, what's also to note is actually it is bucketing out there today, and it is incredibly dry in here. There's no leaks whatsoever. There's no potential for any damp either. The door that's here isn't the original door, although it looks like it would have fitted. We sort of safely know that it isn't. Now, as to the history of this, we know that this was built roughly in the sort of start of the war, and the people who built this were also responsible for a neighbouring house as well. Quite substantial houses, I just want to sort of say that as well. One of these other ones where the actual size of the house is actually quite substantial. And obviously this proves finances, money, etc., what we go through, and the resources that they can contain just proves the vitalness of why these shelters are in such great condition still even now, and importantly, the incredible design that they're in. So you've got that, and then you've got basically just it's a very solid shelter. You've got to note that actually when I'm in here, although it's a surface shelter, which is also important to know, we are not underground. We are on the surface. And like I said, you've got a wall that's obviously just surrounded, like I said, this sort of almost blast wall sort of as we come in, like I said before, and then like I said, you're inside. I've got to admit, when the owner said to me, "Oh yeah, there will be original bunks in there," when you actually see them, you're like, wow. I mean, it also proves, because it's very dry in here, the fact that they have survived to the condition that they have done. You can also see, although it's hard to tell, you've got what look to be light fixtures as well that sort of ran around here as well. And it's just, just blown away yet again by the incredible nature of another private air raid shelter that's managed to survive. Also, just a final thing to note, there is an indent within this shelter. So before the door there's like a pocket. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if that potentially could have been used as a toilet, like an outdoor toilet actually in this exception. Because as we sort of know with our tick list of air raid shelters, our toilets are normally by the entrance, this one will be right outside it. The only difference is this was outside, although outside in a sort of general purpose way, as to look at it now. But I'm almost certain or quite confident that there would have probably been a toilet just outside of this shelter within that recess that you can see. But what a remarkable shelter. Absolutely incredible. Well, there you go. I just want to say a massive thanks to Shirley for allowing me access to document this shelter and obviously to show all of you lot. Please respect the fact I can't give away its location, but don't worry, in terms of documentation, I will be documenting it separately as well. Again, every time we go to these shelters, you've seen them on the channel, every time there's always different designs, always different shapes, always different patterns, but it always sometimes brings some familiarity with the fact that even in this case, obviously there was money behind this that gave this the opportunity to build this. There's no doubt that probably this would have been a shared shelter, so borderline communal shelter, because the owners here actually would have had like about a minute's walk to get to this shelter, but the other building that they'd potentially built across the road, equidistant, I'd argue. And obviously, so really you could argue that they probably would have used this shelter. There's enough space to these bunks, obviously 2 people, but there's plenty enough for at least 2 families in here. Not necessarily to be comfortable, that's not really the point, but just to have that sense of security. And even though we're not underground, I'll say it again, we're not underground, it doesn't matter. I actually feel relatively safe. The only interesting point to note, and this is really interesting to note this, is that where we're located, we're not in the heart of where the action was, and that's all I'm going to sort of say. But it proves the point that even during wartime, the threat was real enough for people to build these. And my God, these private ones, did they build them well? Look, any more words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along. We hope you really enjoyed this shelter. Take care, much love to all of you. Please spread the word of the channel, it really goes a long way. It gives me the opportunity through your enjoyment of these videos, your subscriptions and your likes, to travel to document more of these incredible shelters so they won't be ever forgotten about. So there you go. Take care everybody, much love to all of you out there. Kapow! See ya.